Edmonton has had a really proud brewing history. I think probably not long after they put the first street in, they had the first brewery. There have been microbreweries in Edmonton since the early 1980s, so it's been a long, proud history of breweries in Edmonton, and in part it's because it's a great place to brew beer, and the water source is really good, lots of clean water, lots of happy beer drinkers. Everybody says, well, how do you treat your water? We don't. We use Edmonton water. I mean, we filter it, get rid of the chlorine in it, because water is a big part of making beer. And the Edmonton water has a certain flavor, certain texture to it, if you will. And so that's what we use because we think it identifies us with Edmonton. Since we've started brewing, I've seen it change to much more sophisticated. And that's, I think, for a number of reasons. I like to think it's because we've been sort of pushing at the limits a bit. When we started up, beer was fizzy and yellow, and that's what people sort of expected. Our first two beers were an unfiltered wheat beer, and they couldn't get their heads around why you would want to drink a beer that wasn't clear. The amber ale, which isn't a really heavy beer, was seen as being almost stout-like by lots of people. Now, I mean, when we introduce a seasonal, people are pretty willing to try just about anything. We find, as a small brewer, we have a lot of flexibility to try different things, to introduce people to new products, to new flavors. I think it gives us more flexibility to do what we're interested in doing, which is to produce really nice, good quality beers that are distinctive and interesting. I mean, we don't have a large part of the market, but the market here is big. And we're a niche brewer, so that keeps us going and provides us room for growth. We do a little bit of exporting right now, but we don't see that as a major part of our focus. We're a small brewery. We sell most of our beer locally, and so I think in part we have a responsibility to pay back. And so we try to source locally. We're big fans of trying to build local economies. We buy our malt locally from Alberta malt producers. Our labels for our beer bottles are printed in Edmonton. Because local people are drinking our beer and purchasing our beer and supporting us, we think that it's important that we provide that support back. We try to get involved with as many local events as we can. So we're involved with the local MS Society bike tour. We do Shakespeare in the Park. We're involved with Taste of Edmonton. We're involved with Dragon Boat Festival. So as many festivals as we can be involved in, we're local festivals at any rate, we're happy to do, as we think we like just doing stuff local. What can I say?